Welcome to the program, friend. If you have never heard Dr. Alan Keyes speak, you're in for a treat. And I'll tell you, he was kind of low-key in the speech that he gave in Memphis. But I will tell you honestly, I think that he is one of the best public speakers alive on the planet today. And you'll notice he doesn't have a note with him, all right? It's all coming from his heart and from his head and from years of study. He's just a brilliant man and a great political analyst and a very inspirational speaker. And I'm delighted to bring to you Dr. Alan Keyes. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Alan Keyes, Ambassador Alan Keyes, former presidential candidate Alan Keyes. If I could use one phrase, and I've thought about this on many occasions, how do you define this man? First of all, it would be very difficult. It would take a long time, but it could be in this. A man is known by the enemies he keeps. A man is known by the people who don't invite him to the party. Right? Jesus said, "Blessed are you when men hate you, revile you, say all manner of evil against you falsely, separate you from their company," right? "For righteousness' sake, because you did the right thing." He said, "In that day, leap for joy. Blessed are you. You're like the prophets who were before you." That's the way they treated the prophets. Leap for joy. You've got a great reward in heaven. That passage in both the Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke can in many ways sum up Dr. Keyes' prophetic voice to this nation. Fearless in his proclamation of the truth, and therefore he has the right enemies. He has the people who should not like what he's saying, not liking him. So, and then I will also say that in personally, on many occasions when I was in a pickle, he was there. He was there. He was the Good Samaritan. He was the one who said, "All right, I've got other plans, but I'm going to suspend my plans and I'm going to take this guy out of the ditch, put him on the mule at my own expense, take him to the inn." He helped. He was there. So it is an honor and a delight for me to introduce, and I promise an honor and a delight for you to hear, Ambassador Dr. Alan Keyes. Nice changes.
Thank you very much. Well, I do have to admit that over the course of the last several years, as Randall describes it, I have been blessed by God abundantly. Because there's been much reviling and abusing going on in various ways, though not as much as might be expected in some ways. And it is certainly true that I have made adversaries and enemies in all quarters. And I want to spend a little while thinking through, not so much in my own case, but why in general that may be in our time, and what it signifies for us, both as people who are followers of Jesus Christ, and especially today as Americans, who are in the midst of a desperate struggle for the nation's survival, which I believe will come to a head, not in 10 years or 5 years, but now. The voting we do, the decisions we take, the people that end up in our institutions of government power are going to determine the future. And the consequences may not be fully worked out for 5 or 10 years, but the decisions we take will be decisive now. And we won't have an opportunity to take them again, I don't believe, because the institutions by which we take those decisions are already being perverted, hijacked, and destroyed. We don't have much time left. But in order to understand why that should be of significance to us, I think we have to confirm that we are, in fact, still people who believe that the fate of the United States of America is important. I don't take that for granted, by the way, because when I was going to graduate school years ago, that's several decades now, by the way, ago, it was already fashionable to talk about the end of the nation state and how the elite's job was to be the vanguard taking America and the world forward into a world where national boundaries and nationalities would no longer be of any importance. It's something that can sound good only if you honestly believe that the differences among nations have now reached the stage where they make no difference.